Welcome back to another edition of Ulon.Life. My name is Eson. I am your host. I have my co-host in the house, Cal. How you doing, Calvin? All right. And we have our special guest tonight, all the way from the North Pole, Brent Raska. Raska, that's right.
That's right.
Okay, Brent. So tonight's theme is if you really truly enjoy something, can you burn out doing it? Okay, so we're going to piggyback that. If you guys have any questions, man, feel free to get in touch with us. Let us know. Again, you can call in 738-1060. That's 312-738-1060. All right, so let's kick it off. Brent, I had actually saw you on WGN News, and it was really a great show. It formed a transformation of, how you started this brewery. Can you tell us a little bit about Burning Bush? That's the name of it, right?
Burning Bush Brewery.
How did you get that name?
How I got the name, one of my favorite Bible passages from the Old Testament. I'm a pastor by background, a Presbyterian minister, and I'm sure we'll say more, but made the transition to open a brewery. But the passage is where kind of Moses became Moses, where God speaks to Moses in the burning bush, and he says, hey, and Moses was just a guy, he said, hey, I want you to go to Pharaoh and free my people. They're enslaved. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm just a guy. Like, really? I can just walk up and just free these people? But God was faithful and said, here I am. And Moses said, all right, here I am. I'll go do it. And God was faithful. Moses was faithful. God showed up and met him. And so I just
showed up and showed out, huh?
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful. And so Burning Bush is the name of the brewery, correct? Now, I noticed that you also have a place. Is the brewery part of a? Would you call it a bar slash? What would you entitle the place?
Brew Pub is, I guess, how you classify it. And just to say, too, one more thing about the name. I love about the name, too, because even folks that don't have a faith background, that don't know the Bible story, it's catchy, it's easy to remember, lots of cool artwork. So I love the name for lots of reasons. But our address is 4014 North Rockwell Street. In North Center, just off of Irving Park, 4,300 square feet, and so it's a bar, it's a pub, but also we brew there as well. We mostly be selling on premise at the bar.
Okay, all righty. So let me ask you this: how can people get in touch with you? What is the way that people can actually see you, or come by, or like? First of all, let's give the address. Where is this place located at?
4014 North Rockwell Street in Chicago.
Okay, and I actually went there. You took me on a live tour, you guys. I loved it. It was really a nice location. It sits in a place that's actually easy to get to. As far as if you're commuting or if you're driving, there's definitely a lot of parking. There's also a free parking area, correct?
Yep.
And what would the hours be of this brew pub?
So the hours will be, and we're hoping to open sometime in December, but maybe not till January. We're still waiting on inspections for the city for the liquor license, and so I can't really set a date because I'm at the mercy of inspections for the city of Chicago.
And I know how that is. I know so many places.
So we are trying our best. I will keep people posted once we get closer. But the hours once we are open will be like closed on Mondays, as a lot of breweries are, but Tuesday to Thursday, like noon to 10. Friday, Saturday, noon to midnight, and Sunday, noon to 9 is what we're going to start out as.
Awesome. So there you guys have it. Now, let's jump to the theme real quick. So our theme tonight is basically something that I want you guys to chime on in too, and everybody, of course, on our TV land at home. I mean, let's keep it real. People burn out all the day, all the time on different things that they like to do, But I mean, what about the one thing that you really feel adamant about? What's something that you guys really feel that you love to do? Like some people are artists. Some people, like to draw. Some people like to do poetry. Some people are great cooks. They're chefs, So what are some of the things, like people are into sports? So if you are really adamant about something, is it possible to burn out? You guys let us know. How do you feel about that? If you really like to do something, is it possible that you can burn out from it? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Ricky? I see you. Deb, I see you. So what you think, Cal? Give me some feedback here. And I got to try to fix this because...
You really can't burn out something that you really like to do. It's impossible. It's impossible. So, no, you can...
You don't think so?
No. Okay. If you like it so much, you can't stop doing it.
So you don't think you can burn out on it?
No.
Not really?
No.
All right, well, let's pass the mic down. What about you, Brent? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's possible. It depends on if you love it, but sometimes there's circumstances, there's things that happens, there's stresses, there's financial burdens, there's family, there's things that that can happen. But I think, to Calvin's point, most of the time you'll stick with it. I mean, I think, I hope a lot of people like me, entrepreneurs that are starting something you're passionate about. Like, I think that's why I haven't even opened yet, but hopefully be successful at something because I really care about. Like, I'm invested. Like, this is it for me. Like, it's a big deal. Lots on the line, and so you're more willing to give it your all and go for it. And so I think it would take a lot to burn out, but anything's possible.
Right. Now, let me piggyback off what you said. So me personally, right? I think that you could definitely burn out on anything. Too much of anything. This is just my viewpoint, but I really believe that too much of anything can definitely, harden your, just your spirit to do it anymore. Look at a lot of people burn out. Michael Jordan even burned out for a while. I mean, people that love to do what they do. I think that if you do it too much, if you do it too excessively, if you do it to the point to where, man, you just waking up doing it, going to sleep doing it, waking up doing it, because you could burn out anything. I don't care if it's, sex, if it's something you really like to do, just throwing it out there, y'all. But, I mean, realistically, I think that you can burn out on anything. I mean, even if you're a pitcher, if you're the #1 world's pitcher in the world, if you're doing it day and night, you don't have time for your family, you're doing it, you striving on it, you're doing it because you love it so much. I believe that you could possibly burn out on it. I just think that you can. What do you guys think? Hey, how you doing, everybody? What do you guys think? Can you burn out on something that you love to do so much? Now, while we're taking, ideas on that, you guys can chime on in. I want to jump back real quick, to our special guest. So, now, I saw you on the news. How did you get to be on WGN News? Break that down.
Oh, I'm thankful. A couple of weeks ago, I was an article written about me by Alex from Block Club Chicago, who wrote an article about the brewery opening, and from that I was on WGN Radio a couple weeks ago, and then I was on the news last Friday, and so they saw the article on Block Club Chicago, and that's how it started. So it was great. I'm thankful for the opportunity, and I haven't even opened yet, and I've got a lot of publicity, so I'm thankful.
Awesome.
I'll take it.
I know that's right. So, I mean, and I saw you. So that was one of the things that interested me. And I think what even interested me more, your background. So the background was that you were a pastor, correct? Tell us about that. What was the transition like? Because I know it must have been a tough one. You know what I mean? And because, of me, in my transitions in life, I put myself in your shoes, and I saw, this man was a pastor, become a brewerist, so I knew that you had to like beer before. Yeah. How did that transition go?
Yeah, it's a great question. He was a solo pastor at a small church in North Riverside and enjoyed doing that. Unfortunately, our church closed at the end of 2017, and I could have become a pastor somewhere else, and maybe I still might be someday. I still view myself as a minister in the ministry, but just doing it a little differently. But I started homebrewing about 6 years ago, and it's something I always felt like I wanted to do more with, and it combines the things I'm passionate about: beer, obviously, fellowship, having conversations over a beer, that thinking about God, faith, all those kinds of things.
Some of the best topics come up just sipping a beer with somebody and talking. It's fellowshipping. Exactly. People don't even realize that. You are actually fellowshipping when you're sitting down, drinking in. Now, I don't want to throw the bar in there, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, for instance, there's a neighborhood lounge, we don't want to say, but if you think about it, when you go out to eat, and it's a place that may serve, beer, when I talk about alcohol, just, a nice cold beer or something, and you're sitting down and you're drinking, and you're talking, some of the best conversations come up with fellowship and just talking about it. I'm not gonna say that, we can't say, it's anti-God, how can you be a pastor and drink? Have you gotten that criticism yet from anybody?
I have, actually. Like, right before you called me last Friday, 2 minutes before, a guy called me and said exactly that, and questioned whether I was a Christian or not. But then so when you called, I'm like, oh man, I had no idea who it was. I was like, I got to take my number offline. Here we go again. But you called, it was a totally opposite conversation.
Exactly.
It was very uplifting and encouraging, and so always going to get criticism, people question. But as we discussed the other day, obviously there's alcohol. There's always a risk. We encourage moderation. We're only having beer and wine. We'll have wine on tap as well. So. No liquor and no shots.
Make a note of that, you guys. No liquor, and I think that's very important, too.
It's important, but still doesn't mean you can't overdo it with beer and wine. But we're hoping to set the bar pretty high to cut people off quicker than maybe most places, and really be aware of that as much as we can. We obviously can't control everything, but we're going to really try to be aware of that as much as we can.
Wow, great insight. And I do think that there's balance to everything. And again, that goes back to our theme tonight. Can you burn out on anything that you really enjoy to do? So in kind of looking at moderation, if you are a pianist, let's just talk about something that you do physically, right? You love to play piano. You're using what? Your hands,
Right.
correct?
Yeah.
These have to be, and it's like a hand model. People don't even know it. Do y'all know such a thing as called hand models? I didn't know that till like a few years ago. There's such a thing as there's hand models where you will never see their face. They are in magazines. They are all over. They just use their hands. And so, I remember I was on an airplane one day and I met a hand model.
No way.
I'm like, well, I don't know your face, I don't what commercials was you in, right?
But maybe a watch or a ring or something.
Right, you know what I'm saying? A jewelry or whatever. But so the guy was saying that his hands, he has to be very careful because his hands was his money.
Right.
This was his money. So he literally had to do, hey, Tamara. So the thing is that I felt if something happens to your hands, you have to think of a pianist. Pianist, and someone who plays the piano, right? And you're thinking of like Liberace, you know what I'm saying? Stevie Wonder, anyone who's really raw with the piano, you really have to pay attention, to your hands. Same thing with a gymnast. You have, all these, gymnasts out now, and your hands are very important. So if you're doing something with your hands and you're constantly using your hands, can you burn out from that? Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you're using something that's physically on you.
Right.
And so I would think that, yeah, you definitely would. Now, I know we're getting a lot of callers. I can see all the callers because it keeps, y'all can't see it, but we see it across the TV screen. It's flashing here and there. But I can't take any tonight, but definitely you can tune in next week. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, but right now we can't. But I will say this. We love you guys. Thank you for calling in. We will get you soon. Because there's people out there getting the phones. If you got you really want to get in touch with us, you can leave a message as well. Let them know which one of us you want to get in touch with. Okay. What's up, Rob? I see you. So let's get back to this real quick because I'm so impressed with what you're doing. That's one of the, I see a lot of stories on the news, right? And one of the things that struck me the most about your story was the transition, like I said. You know what I'm saying? Because that takes a lot. I could see that I know you had to have thought about it long and hard, probably prayed on it, probably, you know what I'm saying? And that goes to show the measure of a man. A man is measured on his decisions and thoughts. And I know that was a hard, hard thought. Like, am I going to take am I going to take this chance at doing this financially, spiritually? I sat there and I put myself in your shoes. So tell me a little bit about the transition.
Yeah, I'd love to say more about that. Yeah, definitely a lot of time and energy and prayers and endless conversations. Like, is now the right time? I'm a pastor. Like, can I even run a brewery? Do I even know what I'm doing? Run a business?
Right.
And to really dive in, I can't give enough credit to my wife, Erin, how supportive she has been.
Thank you, Erin. God bless you.
I mean, she's been amazing. This stuff, it's been a lot. I've gone through a lot of ups and downs, a lot of stress, finances, as you can imagine. And so she's been amazing, and actually and having the support of actually bringing in money because I'm just spending it, right? Starting a business, So it's been amazing. Of course, so many other friends and family. So it's been amazing, but. You make a very good point. It was a big leap and transition and one of faith, and so I'm excited about it. I feel like I am following my passion. And so, like the topic you say, can you burn out? Maybe someday, but I'm going for it, and I'm excited to have the opportunity.
At this point, no.
At this point, no. But excited to have the opportunity to go for it, and so again, it kind of goes back to. The other things I was doing too, of being back in the community, so, like some of our proceeds will go back to local nonprofits. We want to have like service days.
You guys hear that? Hold on one second. I want you guys to know that too. So that's very important. Something that he said. I'm just not hearing about this. Some of the proceeds. So you guys that are out there that are non-for-profits, get in touch with me. That's not saying that anything is guaranteed. But you're just starting. Right. Just starting. But he is giving back to the community, and I think that's another very, very important thing that is truly good about this brother right here. He's giving back to the community because some people don't do that. They don't even care about who else is a non-for-profit to help anybody. And you're not only doing that, but you're picking 3.
Yeah, that's the awesome thought. The first year is after everything. as all of our expenses or anything, a small or whatever's left over, hopefully a percentage of that we can give back to. We want to do 3 a year to start off of, kind of rotate each year. But beyond that, to also have meeting space. We have a community room that'll be free for whether it's churches, nonprofits, individuals, a deposit, but refundable. Refundable. And then fundraiser, meeting space, and then also we're going to try to start with once a quarter, have like a service day, like hey, from Saturday from 9 to 12, we're going to go serve at this nonprofit, Habitat for Humanity, or whatever nonprofit, from 9 to 12, and come back for fellowship afterwards. Probably applying on the house if you volunteer that day, and come back and hang out and process. So do what we can to partner with the community and be involved in the community as much as possible.
Awesome. So what that means basically is that if you guys are looking for space, I saw it. I was there. Really awesome space for meetings, awesome space for if you want to do a fundraiser. If you guys want to check out his place, get in touch with me, you can also go to our website. Our website is Ulon.Life. The exact same thing as the name of the show, Ulon.Life. If you go to that website, I'm going to start putting up after the show. We're going to have this TV show on it, as well as how to, the location, the days, the hours, how to get in touch with them, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much everything that we need to know about Brent and Burning Bush.
And also, our website is live now, burningbushbrewery.com, and we're also on Facebook and Instagram as well.
Okay, can you get it to them again? Slow it down.
Yeah. All right, burningbushbrewery.com, and also you can search for us on Facebook and Instagram. Cool.
burningbushbrewery.com.
Yep.
And it's simple and plain. And again, I think that was a great inspiration how you got the name. That speaks volumes too, because now you have balance. Now it's not just like you're leaving, one spiritual entity to do something else. You're even incorporating a name that reminds it's from a passage.
Right. Yeah.
So that was beautiful as well. I think that's another thing. So it's a bunch of layers that attracted me, to what you're doing, Brent. I was just amazed, and I'm so happy you're a guest tonight. So we do a quick portion where we do a quick little shout out. We're going to start down here, maybe give you a chance to think. People along the way who might really helped you out. Kelly Cal,
I'd like to take a shout out to my moms, my sister, my brother Ed that came from California a couple of weeks ago, and my entire family, friends, everything.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Brent, you on?
All right, it's a long list. So many friends, family, but architects, Cook Architectural, DJW Construction, Interglobal, my electrician and plumber.
And I know
there's so many friends and family that I don't want to leave anybody out. But I mean, it's been an amazing support.
Cool.
Obviously, my parents, my wife, immediate family. Yeah.
Right, and I also noticed too that you had the structures that you have from the bar to even the cross. People don't know that he has a very unique cross. Was made out of something. Who made that?
No, absolutely. Glad you brought it up. Urban Billy, right across the street. They make custom furniture. Nathan, who's the owner of there, become a good friend, and they made the bar top and all the tables and the cross. It's a light fixture.
If you guys haven't seen it, I'm gonna put it. I did put it up already on my post. It's beautiful. You should see what they craved out of wood, wasn't it?
Yeah, a lot of the wood is like burnt wood. My contractor was in the back with a torch and like burnt the wood, and so it's got a cool look to it. And they're live plants that, so I have a history of growing these hops and plants, and so we have 2 live plants.
And they actually sell it. So if you guys, hey Nevada, if you guys go to my page and you can see this work, if you guys want any of this type of work, just get in touch with me, because I will make sure it happens. You know what I'm saying? I'll definitely get you guys in touch with it. Brent, so lastly, what are some of your inspirations? Like, I know that you transformed from being a pastor to actually running this place, and we're getting ready to have a grand opening, which I will announce when you find out when it is. I'm gonna let everybody know. We're gonna go down there. We're gonna flood that place. We're gonna support him, and make sure that he has a great grand opening. Right. So what pushed you to really do all of this? Besides God, because we know definitely God was in the making. But how did you muster up this energy to do this?
Yeah, just to really go for it. I think the confidence of all the conversations and the research, and I think which I learned a lot from my dad, to research and dive in there, do due diligence, and so like, hey, at some point you got to take that leap. And so I think that's always kind of been my nature to go for it. And again, the support of my wife and so many other people that supported me to gave me a push to go and do it. Because there was a while that, you know, I was kind of wishy-washy. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. How do I start a business? Writing a business plan. It's also new. So to really, just to finally take that leap and dive in. So
leap of faith.
Yeah.
Wow, deep. And that borderlines spirituality too, the spiritual faith. Just a leap of faith. Man, it's been great. I wanted to showcase you because I know you had a story to tell. I want people at home to know that if you haven't learned anything from this episode, a leap of faith is very important. He took what he really wanted to do and he went for it, as you just said, man, and that's very powerful. Have you ever done anything like that in your life? You know, just take something you really saw for it. Like you were talking about basketball one time. You know, anything in sports. But is there anything else? I mean, have you ever just taken a leap of faith in something that you think about, you know, across your life? You know, with me, I would have to say that with Ulon, you know, because I saw Ulon and, you know, everything, as we always say, starts from an idea. All you at home, everything starts from an idea, you know, and to progress with it. And you know, I had to go out and get members. And now like was all over Chicago, you know, and talking to my dad. You know, I had shown my dad a proposal, and my dad tore it up. He was like, "Well, you know, I get it back. It's all kind of red markings on it. Well, this might not." And but that showed me something. That made me look at it from more of a business aspect to hit the nitty gritty. You know what I'm saying? And to cross the T's and dot the I's and get it. You know, where it's supposed to be as a non-for-profit, and you know, and to push harder. You know, so thanks on that. But those are the leaps of faith that we take. So I encourage anyone who's at home, you know, if you do really want to push for something, take that leap of faith. Because if you don't, you'll never know what could have happened. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to do our closing. You know what I'm saying? In closing, what do you want people to know, Cal? What's something that you want people to know in closing?
I just want people to know that keep God first.
Yes.
Keep God first. Without Him, there's nothing you can do. But just keep your goal, like you said. Write your goals down, like what you like to do. You know, keep going.
That's right.
And when this thing over, this little store open.
What's it called? Brew Pub, right?
Yeah, like a brew pub, yeah.
Brew
There's a brewing and it's also...
Right, because you actually brew. If you guys haven't seen it, man, you should see these vats. It's amazing. And then what was the first question I asked? What was the first? I said, where do you get the power for this? Right. Remember? I was like, where do you get the power? And so he had to show me, because, you know, me, I know about construction. I know a lot, you know, about, you know, overrides, you know what I'm saying, and just the conductors and everything, and the conduits. And I knew there had to be some type of power somewhere else separate because you're going to have a straight major blowout if not. You know what I'm saying? In a blackout. So he showed me the box that is actually in the back to the side, and it's still in the place. It wasn't just hidden, you know, but it's huge, you know, and it's nice. And it's very nice. So,
cool. And I will say, actually, it was cool. Yesterday and today, my equipment rep was out. We fired it up for the first time, and we did it was a water brew. We didn't actually brew; it was just to test the equipment. But we fired it up for the first time today. So that was like a huge step. Like, I actually ran the equipment and getting.
He fired up the brew, y'all. Hey, I just knew he was gonna bring me. Hey, here goes the testers right here, man. Tell me what you think. I was getting already happy to go home, you know, sip my little brewski. But I know it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming, guys. Yeah, it's coming. So, again, man, thank you guys, you know what I'm saying, for tuning in. I want to say lastly but not least, some of your inspiration. You know, I know you said your dad. What inspired you to make this whole thing stop? Besides, you know, the leap of faith, who inspired you?
Yeah, you know what? Me being a pastor, actually, met and found a couple of other pastors that made that same leap as well. Awesome. And there's one, actually, he's a Lutheran pastor in, oh man, it's in Ohio. I can't even remember, Toledo, I think, called the Black Cloister. And so and actually Black Cloister was the monastery where Martin Luther was trained, and he's a Lutheran pastor, so that's why he knew it. And so there's a couple other pastors that have done it, so that kind of inspired me. Oh, and another one, the first nonprofit brewery in Portland called Ex Novo. A friend of mine I went to high school with is on their board.
I want you guys to know IPAs are on the rise. And you heard it from me first. You guys know I've been an IPA man forever. For those who don't know what IPA is, stand for India Pale Ale. It's a special type of beer. They're all over the place. But I'm not doing no shout out for no special brewery, but I like IPAs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just so you guys know that.
We'll definitely have some. We'll have hoppy beers, IPAs, pale ales, to dark beers, to light lagers. We'll have a little bit of everything. So we're excited for that.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Again, man, I love y'all, man, and man, you're gonna hear it first. Come down to the website, find out where this man is at. Oh, and one more thing: if you guys know anybody who is a bartender, he's actually looking for a couple. You know, of course, they're gonna be screened and stuff. But where can they go? What's the website?
BurningBushBrewery.com.
BurningBushBrewery.com. Okay, I want you guys to remember that. BurningBushBrewery.com. Okay. Burning Bush, as in the Bible, Brewery, Brewery, right? Brewery.com. BurningBushBrewery.com. You can see all what I saw as far as the things that were made. It looks really nice. He's gonna have opening day soon. We're gonna go support this man. And it's been really a pleasure, man, having you on
Absolutely.
the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
I appreciate
Thanks,
you,
man.
Brent. Man, we love you guys as always. It goes by fast. Again, each one teach one, and don't stop there. Holla back.